I'm gonna send y'all some healing energy. I want you to look at the orb. You see the red one? Well, the one in front of it, the little black dot or purple, that's where the healing energy is gonna come from the sun. So I want to send it to you. Stare into the little the first dot, not the half sphere. Stare into that one and receive the sun's energy. It goes through anything. It's all over. Even in darkness, you can see the sun's energy. So if you focus on the little sphere in the beginning, you'll get all the sun's energy come to you. Let me get this started. Well, that. What's going on? It's been a quick minute. The astral world. You know, how does it work? Oh, I don't know if I must have lost signal, so I'm coming over here. I'm moving closer to the Wi-Fi. All right. So we're discussing the sun's. We're discussing the sun's energy and astral projection. You know, that's the topic right now. Because a lot of people, you know, we astral project, or even if you don't know how, I'm gonna try to shed some light on it so you get a better understanding of what astral projection is, and also what the sun have to do with it so it can help you. So basically, you know, everybody is into astral projection now, or trying to astral project. So if you don't basically never had astral projecting, you're interested in doing it, the concept basically is really you go into like a meditation, or what they say a lucid form of sleep. And when you do that, it's like your body doubles. You could come out your body. But most people just go to sleep because you got like 3 stages to sleep. You got alpha, beta, and then REM deep sleep. So what happens is when you're in beta state, that's like right when you're starting to doze off, that's the best time to astral project, or when you're gonna leave your body. So most people, they induce that within their body while they're sitting. You can mostly do it just sitting in a chair comfortably. And it's also what's called meditation. So I'm gonna give you a quick history of astral projecting, and so you get a greater understanding of how it works more in detail, so you could probably do it your own way after understanding the concept. So really, you have more than one body. You have about 3 bodies. You understand that you could actually be conscious of. It's 7, but 3, you could say 4 of them have their own entity to them, that they like do their own thing. You don't have no control over that, but they're mostly in you, such as what's called your astral body, which is your emotional body. It's the body that you feel sensations, your desire. Most of us stay in our astral body because we chase our desires, our sensations. Say we work, you know, take it from when you was a child, leaving your mother's house, you know, after about 18. The first thing you want to do is engage in a relationship, find a partner, get a crib, and, you know, make a baby or try to start a profession. Well, all that would be equated then to the astral body when it's conscious, because it's a seeker of pleasure. You know, when you look at it from me saying it's a seeker of pleasure, how is that could be pleasure? Wouldn't that be survival? Well, you would look at it in the sense of pleasure, meaning you don't actually understand what your purpose is here, so you see what everybody else do, so you're just gonna mimic it and be the next generation of what you already seen done, instead of creating something new. So the astral body itself, that's what it does. It's like a pleasure body. It sees things it likes to mimic it through your mirror neurons. And that's where you get this case called neuroplasticity in you, where a lot of things you start believing. So when you know the difference between them, is when you do a separation of what's called your consciousness. You could play the astral body, you could play another body, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. The most important is the astral, because right now we're discussing astral projecting in the sun. So most of us who can't leave our body easily, because of our connection to the material side of ourselves. We believe we're the body. We believe everything we see. It makes it kind of difficult for you to transition over to your other body. A lot of people tell you there's aliens, there's entities, there's demons, and we believe it. So you don't know that's your astral body, and so you're afraid to deal with it. It's the same thing like when you run in your dreams and the nightmares, you're looking at your astral body. That's what's chasing you. That's what's after you, and you think it's a ghost or whatever or something, but it's actually a gateway to your soul. It's telling you you have a soul, and your soul have to come now, and you have to meet your soul. So now you understand what the basics of the astral body is, how you get in it, how do you see it, how do you participate. It's like a giant video game. So what you would first have to do is learn how to go to sleep without sleeping. So by doing that, you peep into the world, what goes on when you're sleeping, because you're still conscious, but your body is asleep. Your spirits is distributed all over the place. So what you do is you're going to form like a lucid sleep, where you're asleep, but you're awake in your sleep. How you do that is like when you're going to sleep, you can start counting in your head. Get very tired. Don't go to sleep like, oh, I'm going to bed. Go to sleep when you start going like this, right? And then when you're going to sleep like that, when you lay down, what's good, Chris Coleman? All right, that's what's up. When you're going to lay down now to go to sleep, you start counting in your head, counting in your head. So this way now, when you fall asleep counting, but in your subconscious mind, it's going to wake up still counting. Your subconscious is going to continue, but your body is going to be asleep. So it's like you peaking now. If you move and start like counting like that, you will wake your own body up, and your conscious mind now, this front part will start building back your room, everything. But if you just keep your count and you realize you're counting in your head now, that means it's just your consciousness is awake. You should be waking up in like a cloud world or in the middle of your dream, but you're conscious of it. It's like now you're not playing the video game from watching from outside the TV screen. You inside the video game playing. You like, what the fuck is this? This is another world. So once that happens, that's what you first have to get yourself able to do, which is called a lucid state. So a lot of people now, you know, they smoke weed, they do whatever, they could zone out. And so that's the same thing as zoning out, double vision, your double body, you go into your second body. Especially if you look at the sun, your eyes can't take the sun. So what happens is you double body. Your soul could take the sun, or your astral body come out of you. So you could force a play by just staring at the sun, and not you gonna take it. Your astral is gonna come and take the place of it. And that's the start of you waking up your astral body. I'm zoning soon, that's right. Trying to tell you, you have to do that to break this reality. If you don't break this reality, you will believe everything that they teach us in school, that they tell us what to do. But it just render you a servant. You see, everybody's a god. And they don't tell you that you're a god. They make you a servant to them, and they have the god information, and they trickle it down in remedial information. And so we believe it, and so you be like, I'm human, I can't do this. But that's why they bought movies just like The Matrix. You see, Neo, he's playing the role as Thomas Anderson, the human being, Doubting Thomas. And then he moves up and he learns from Morpheus. Morpheus be his soul that show him that, nah, you're not who you think you are, you're the one. And so before he become the one, he become Neo now. Neophyte, meaning being initiated to his soul, another world, to show you the Matrix isn't real. And the Matrix could be tampered with your mind. It's mind to mind, Thoth, the mind of Thoth. That's what we're in. And so once you realize that, it's what you think that controls it. You know, that's the law of attraction. And so once you're able to know that, you're able to use your own willpower to will everything in existence. And the key to it, so you can understand it, you just got to have a reference point. Your reference point, because most of us woke up today and we're getting all this information. We don't believe in anything no more. We're trying to put it together, which is fine. But only thing, you still need your reference points. Put your reference point as the highest, your reverence, something you believe in, which will be a God. And then your lowest point will be something you don't want to be. And those is your navigation now points when you go into this astral world. Because if you just go in there, you'd be like, well, I'm going to my art house. I'm going to go do this. That make you... What's going on, Michael? Michael DeLine keeps hitting me with them questions, brother. I answer them all. I like questions better than I like talking. Sometimes I run my mouth too much. It's better when y'all ask a question, you know? If y'all want to ask a question about the astral, we could kick it about that for a quick minute, whatever it is. I just want to come out, spend some time anyway, so that people don't think a nigga be pseudo or fake or not saying what he do or do what he say. And I could answer any questions about that stuff. But for that, I'm just trying to get everybody so they can leave their body, because this information was denied to us, especially if you're melanated. It's part of Kundalini activation. And some of us are going through Kundalini activation. We're seeing shit in our head, and everybody's being deemed crazy, going to mental institute. They putting you on drugs. Your own family member telling you to go to see a psychiatrist when it's actually nothing wrong with you. You just calling for a higher calling, the same things I'm going through and making one with. That is amazing. You know, like yesterday, I just did an astral projection. It seemed like I went from seeing how they do the crop circle. I actually could tell you, I watched them do the crop circle, and I'm hovering over a giant field, and until I realized that they're trying to make crop circle, it did not turn the crop circle. And when it finally caught on to how they did it, it's like an angelic being just came and started clapping right in front of me to show me, then took me up in the clouds and showed me some, like what we would call UFOs, which is dumb. When you get up close enough, it's dumb. It's all us and our macabres that does these things. And the ancients had a way of showing us it's us by having a picture of a man sitting with his legs crossed. And that's what you see the Egyptians is doing. That's what you see the Indians is doing. That's the story of Manu, the oldest, like you could say, image of a man, just of what they call a God figure. And this God figure is in a posture of a meditation, which is telling you to sit still. That's what all Illuminatis know. They know the secret to what makes us, and there's two parts to us. The astral is the real one, and it makes this one be the servant to it. But once you learn how to astral project, mess with the sun, that it delineates what your present future look like. You break this reality and thought that as you go to sleep, you're not sleeping no more as a dead sleep. You go up to the higher worlds, and they'll teach you lessons like how our Greek people used to do it, our Egyptian peoples, the Chaldeans, the Babylonians. They say it's going to come back. We used to be one with what we call the gods, but it's not that we lost it. You got to realize the physical is controlled by something else. It's not actually in the body. It's acting out around the body. We're an antenna, just like the trees, just like water. It's the force that act up on it. So if you know you have mad spirits to you, you won't believe in aliens, and you will unite your spirits and you will it to make you get what you got to get. But first, you're dormant inside of you. You have to bring it up. Why do you call yourself Lord Enki? Well, I call myself Lord Enki because of the simple fact, Lord Enki is what's called your consciousness in Sumerian texts. You see, we take texts literally, but it's actually what we call mythology, psychology. When we was first created as shadow beings, you could say that's all psychology, lust, envy, jealousy. These is what we call the seven-headed dragons. Those is real frequencies that act upon you. So when we was first created, the first person who brought all the shadow being into creation is darkness. That's why it says in the beginning of the book there was darkness. This darkness is what's called ego, but it didn't have form yet until light came. You see, everybody want the light, but realize there's no light if there is no darkness. Darkness has to be there so light can illuminate. So if you take the darkness away, there is no light. So once you realize that your body is always surrounded by the dark ego, that's who you are. And Lord Enki now was the one that was in the darkness with Enlil. Enlil is what we call the subconscious mind. If y'all do Sumerian lexicon and study, it's not a physical person. This Sumerian stuff is non-physical. It's about planetary bodies that helped created it. And through Gnosticism, you learn that's what's called the eons or the archons. They control your emotional state. That's why your zodiac sign could predict who you are and what you're going to do for the day. So I'm going to just answer the one with Lord Enki, how exactly do I do astral travel and lucid dreaming. I'm going to break that down to you. So now, when you're talking Lord Enki, you're talking consciousness. You're able to take your chaos or your subconscious mind and organize it so you don't have fear, you don't have anxiety. And that's how we came about today. We all started as shadows, but we had to use our own intelligence, our own consciousness to look beyond our fears, to overcome them, to overlook superstition and all that stuff. So that's what Lord Enki is. But if you take it for what Zachariah Stitchian is saying, They're going to send you on a wild goose chase that you believe in something outside of yourself. As above, so below. Everything is inside of you. You just have to be able to understand what it's trying to say. There's nothing that they're trying to tell you that is an alien. You really can't leave the solar system, to be honest. You just ping around and come back. They're not telling you the truth. Everything comes from us, human beings. Human beings is the gods that created this reality. But it's kind of hard, and I don't want to get into that. Eventually you'll learn it. But that's what Lord Enki is. He's just consciousness, meaning he's not superstitious. Past all the belief, we know who we are. That's what the Lord Enki is. And we all have it in us. And if you're superstitious, you believe in gods, and you worship that stuff, then you're Enlil. Enlil is the unconscious mind with fear, anxiety, when you contemplate in the future, when you're too much in the past of what happened to you. That's how it comes about. So much wisdom, my brother. Thank you, Danielle Bohr. All right, now back to the, God bless y'all. I'm here for a while. Now about the astral projection. You broke down a lot for me. Vori Amy, what's good? God, nice to meet you. Blessings, you know. Let me tell you, we got to take the time out to break it down. Beautiful, brother. Thank you, Kalia Benson. I really appreciate it. Now, you see, when we get that in perspective, we could actually piercing upon a lot of me. Thank you, Valor Army. Appreciate it, man. You see, when you know the truth, you can't be deceived. And if you even deceive, your body will deceive, your mind will deceive, everything will deceive. So your reality, you can't will it right. But if you knew that Lord Enki and all this is part of you, your subconscious, then you will understand your reality, that it's just a mystery of your mind. Your perception changed, and you're no longer like a servant to the world you're in, a servant to your body, a servant to your desires, a servant to your mind. You understand everything, and you realize when a person comes to you to look for the motive behind what they're doing, don't just take everything for face value. And so it makes you go more inwards. And when you go within and ask yourself, these astral beings is all inside of you. You know, so let's get back to how to astral project now. So for people who want to basically start, being that we're in the United States and we deprived of the sun, you need to get out in the sun. That's a fact. So being deprived of the sun is the reason why a lot of us can't astral project. But if you spend a little bit more time in the sun, you get vitamin D, and you get a whole bunch of other parts of the circadian rhythm. How do we train the astral body to move? All right, great idea. For you to train the astral body to move, you sit still, don't move. All of us got that problem. We cannot sit still and don't do nothing. What you do is sit in a chair and just don't think. I'm not saying don't think. You can't stop your mind, but just allow yourself to sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes per day. Increase it that you could get it up to 20 minutes. But then now, after you learn to sit still, make a dot on a piece of paper and put it in front of you, and concentration comes with the sitting still. Start now just staring at the dot on the paper. Try not to blink. It's called concentration. And there's a method in it now called Kirikari in what's called Hatha Yoga. This method now, when you stare till tears start falling out your eyes, the ancestors run up your tears. You see, you got a magnetic field that nothing can touch your body. No entity can't get in it. Only way they could get in it is if you have tears coming down, mucus coming down, or spit coming down. Something has to be leaking out of your way to get into your organs. And so when you stare till tears come out, they say Vishnu and Shiva come start running up your tears and gets into your eye. That's a fact. I could see. I'm a seer, so I see these beings. So I practice that art. So I would say put the dot on a piece of paper, sit still and stare for 5 minutes. This is going to make you shake. Actually, believe it or not, you're going to shake. You're going to feel impulses to move. But you fight it, and this is now you taking control of your body, your mind, everything, because we so impulsive, we do what our mind tells us. But if you can hold it and don't move, you separate everything. All of a sudden, you feel your body start wavering inside your body, and then after a while, you could be able to zone out, and you will see yourself shift. Now, for you to see it, you have to close your eyelids, but open your eyes and look straight ahead in the darkness. It looks dark, but it's 50 shades of gray or 50 shades of black. Get used to looking at that for a while. That's the astral world. Up here, you see the Egyptians always show the top lids of the eye is a chakra. It's a spinning chakra. That's why when you close your eyes and you're sleeping, your eyes be fluttering back and forth trying to get away from it, because it opens that portal to another world. So if you start staring and sitting still and concentrating like that, it will make all that open up. You start spinning that chakra. It's blocked. And that's why the Egyptian eye is so important. These is all chakra zones around here, and they just dormant. You need the sun, then you do some staring at the moon, and you do some star staring. This is what's in the alchemy books of the medieval. You always see a star, a moon, and a sun. It's telling you to stare at those, especially if you're melanated and you come from the black side of the world. They're star beings, and their chakras are shut down. And so you have to reopen back your chakras. That's why they took it out of Egypt. You see it in India, but you see like the same people, the same poses. Everybody's in some type of lotus sitting position or on their knees. But when you come to Egypt, they tell you that it's some star worship and all that stuff, when actually it's what opens you up. Yes, Shaman Love, my dog, Christopher Anderson. Yo, I love you, my brother. Keep the message coming, man. That's real talk. You know, and once you realize that, then you start separating. Believe me, you got more than one body, and they work with you. It takes time. That's what Kundalini activation is about. When you start sitting still, Kundalini start kicking in your spine, and it start going up your spine. You're gonna feel energy, and once you feel the energy, you start feeling like right here get tight. After doing it for a while, your magnetic field open. You start opening up this third eye, and from there, intuition kick in. You don't need nobody. You know everything, or you're able to navigate this world other than what they're telling you it is, and you'll question everything and revisit how you did it before, and don't do it the same way. That's it. We was all taught wrong, but it's time for us to understand now. We have to make the change, make the difference, but don't depend on no government or nobody. You got to do it yourself. Anything psychic protections or shielding in general. And when you're doing the breathing practice, do you breathe out 10 seconds and breathe in slowly, or you can exhale the breath longer? The proper method, right, for breathing is simple, because the fact is when you're breathing, you stopping yourself. You got a lower brain, which is the reptilian brain. It's actually in your abdomen. And you usually stay in your abdomen as far as your consciousness. You know, like when you go up in the elevator fast and you feel your body drop, that's because you was already down in your belly. Or you feel yourself go up, you went up to your heart. That's an actual consciousness movement. So we reside in our belly. Our belly is a form of control. We like to control things. So for you to break that and come up to your Daf gate or up to use your actual brain, you will have to hold your breath to make yourself constrained, so your body feel like it's nervous, it's scared. So all of a sudden, it stops now worrying about you and what's externally and start thinking about its survival. And in doing so, it shoots your consciousness up to your top of your head. So that is the reason to blow out all the air out of you, and until your abs start to tighten a little bit. Then count to 20 if you can. That way you're already in like a constrained mode. Now you're in a constrained mode. Don't just breathe in to catch air. Breathe in real slow. So that constrainment is like, oh shit, your whole thing gonna start feeling lightheaded, and because you ran upstairs now to this. And when you close your eyelids and open your eyes and look straight ahead, all of a sudden a whole nother world is open to you. That always been there. It always been there. But we always looking externally outside of us and we never see it. So the breathing is the most important part. They got this thing called CP breathing, where you could get up your breathing by changing the rhythm. Don't just breathe how you regularly breathe. Sometime during the day, be conscious of it and just change the rhythm of your breathing. This will save your life. Usually when you hold your breath, right, you can hold it and let it go. And if you continue talking like this, see how long you could go before you could hold it. And if you gotta go, that's not good. So just hold it and see. If it's over 11 seconds, it's not healthy. You have to have it up to like 30 to 15 seconds without you letting go and having a gasp. Just being normal. Check your own CP and be honest with you. Try to get it up. Your breathing is very important. So once you realize to constrain your breathing, you got what's called the higher self and the lower self, and your breathing controls it. Constrain your breathing and you constrain the lower self. If we do it all the time, when somebody asks us a split decision, we be like, and think. That's when you jump up back to your head. Aside from that, you notice you always breathe first. Yes, the breath of fire is the Ba. You know, they say that is actually in the Egyptian term, that's Typhon. When we fell because of Typhon, that's actually meaning we started breathing. We never used to breathe. We was amphibians. We never had to breath. So when you took in breath is when you fell. And because you started seeing reality for real. We used to see in blur. But being that we took the breath, everything got so fine and intricate, we started believing in it. Because you're more energy with consciousness that's able to leave the body or use the body. The body is a computer that is habitual. If you do something habitual, it's always going to run you. That's why you be a slave to your own body. So you break all your habitual cycles. Anything you even like too much, you be like, nah, red alert that shit and stop it. You want to be able to control your consciousness and let your body do what you want it to do by not being addicted to anything or do anything habitually. Not even another human being like your sex partner or whatever, you know. And chast life too. Some of us can't astral project. Let me just tell you about being chast and all that stuff. We can't astral project because we fuck too much. If you have too much sex all the time, you waste your semen. Your semen is solar. It's just light from the sun, and it's calcified into a liquid form. And so once you have accumulated enough of it, it shoots up your spine. It starts the Kundalini activation of two energies of your balls. In the woman, it's her ovary. She got the same two balls, and they collect as this energy called Qing energy. So this Qing energy gives you what's called your life force. The life force go first to your organs. That's how you live off of your organs' energy, but the life force provided to give you this thing called chi energy. Chi energy is what you're talking, your breath, which give you prana. You know, you don't breathe in oxygen. You don't breathe in air. You only get the prana out of it. That's why I said constrain your breathing. You only need the CO2 out of it, or what we call prana. And so when you constrain your breathing, you stop breathing in poison, fear, everything, demons, all that's negative stuff, thought forms, and only breathe pure prana again. So you learn to breathe within your body and only take in a supplement of air every now and then till you learn to balance in a low breathing type of way, and you will feel yourself floating in your body. As you feel yourself floating, don't expect to see things out the gate because it's not going to be open at first. It's a locked entrance and you're going to see clouds, but sit there and keep doing. It's called formation. Over a few days, a few hours, you start seeing symbols and shapes, colors, feeling discomfortness. Your head start waving on the top, and then you're ready. You could do some mantras too. The arm really work, but put your tongue at the top of your mouth. Go up there to the top of your cleft and hold it up there while you do the You're gonna feel the ripples or the ridges start spreading back. They get bigger as you start expanding, and when it gets bigger, the top of your head start moving forward. I feel so that I see beings, I've seen grays. Yeah, that's the beginning, man. All of them things y'all think is aliens and grays, that's inside of you. You see what happened? The Germans took all that information and they wind up doing that through what we call, people think it's schizo. Nah, that's normal. The people who can't see it ain't divine beings. Don't worry about the world, y'all. Those who could see these beings, you're predicted to come. You're normal. You got a higher DNA strand. It's okay. Don't think you're crazy. All right, look at it like this. You can see something they can't see. All right, that's the first rule. So, no, when you get these things you call schizo, these is higher callings from higher beings. They're here. Everything is parallel. That's what the Egyptians show us. But the average human being is dead or soulless. They can't see it. But these beings who we are, like the Greeks saw it. If you read Greek books, they had their demions, they saw spirits, they got all that because they had that eye, they twice born. But it said that it was predicted like our generation was going to be dead, the godless they call it. So we can't see it until we reactivate certain things through the sun, moon, and star. And the doctrines we're being taught to make us like, you know, don't think about these things that we see as coincidences. It's more than coincidences, it's real. You know, there's a good book that explained that called the Celestine prophecies. Read that, man. They tell you about the 2012 coming. This was written way before 2012 of some priests that had how there's a new generation of people that's coming, that they be able to do shit in their macabre, heal each other, move through time and space. It's all real. And that's what astral projection is all about. If you get your astral projection together, don't think it's just about running around and seeing things. You actually could heal every organ in your body and self-generate. You could also now, you don't need a person to tell you what they was doing, how they was doing it. You could do it all yourself. When your loved one, you worry about him, what is time travel? I'm going to tell you right now. Is it real? Yes, it is real. You have to time travel. You know why? When you meet with your astral body have to time travel you. That's the first thing. That's called the initiation. If you follow, you want to learn about it? This guy, what's his name? Rudolf Steiner. Watch Rudolf Steiner on YouTube. He'll tell you about, watch the initiation of the soul. You see, and also watch the one on the Egyptian mysteries, because he'll tell you how, like, you go and they get healed, they don't actually put an instrument on you. They astral project into your body, and everything is done by the gods in your body. He'd give you a whole clairvoyance view, because he went there. It's people who could go to these people like C.L. Ledbetter, Annie Besant, all these people, regardless of the color shit. Don't do all that color and race things, because you don't know what's hidden behind the closed doors or anything. But these is people who use their clairvoyance abilities to see things and bring it back that you could go see too. We call it the Akashic Records today. And through astral projection, the first thing you meet is your soul. That's what's called the initiation. And it takes you to the future, it takes you to you. You got around 125 yous running around at one time. That's the movie The One. That's real. And so that's what when he says in the Bible, my father's house has many mansions in it, that's you. Your many mansions, you're a house with many mansions. The soul contains many lives in it. So you will have to see them all on your way to your soul. And don't think that, oh, it's just astral projection. That's why I said have a guideline. If you don't believe in God, you can't understand astral projection, because it's a journey up to be God. And you're going to meet all these beings, all these scary things. The Greys is in there, the reptilians is in there. But go look at the book that they got called Alien Races. In Alien Races, it's a German book. They mapped out all the years that they was here when they was here. But it was made during the time of the Holocaust of Hitler, because that's in your body. That's all the chakra gods. You got a whole bunch of gatekeepers in your chakras. They map them out and call them these things. So when you go into your astral world, it's psychic. Everything is psychic in there. You got a psychic system, or what's called the cannabinoid system, that is tied to Cyrus and this whole mythology that we see that C.J. Dung put as archetypes. These are your archetypes in you. You have to journey through there, because you can't die. So you are immortal, but you don't know what they mean by that. You understand? So I just hope this gives you an understanding. You could get all to the astral. The first thing you're going to go is in the future, the past, in those places first. But then after that, you go through your body, your whole body, and heal yourself, opening all the 77,000 chakra points on you. Once you open them all, that's the nadis, the knots. You break all of them. My son says his name is Malik. Oh, it went down before it went down. Hit me that one more time. Let me see what it say. But once you go through all the different chakras and nadis and open them, you get the scalar energy. That's what I did. Ah, there you go. You get the scalar energy. You know, I'll be showing you energy videos. It's all over us. It's spinning real fast. It's going up and down, little ones. And this is when you see entities or the faces come up and all the symbols come up on LSD. You know, nah, man, you know, you got to try to do it naturally. Malachi. Malachi, yes, that's a very powerful name right there, you know. And Malachi, it's like, that's not just one of the gods, it's like one of the pillars of gods too. And you know, whenever you see a name, your name actually is who you are, because somehow it denotes, and it was given to you by a higher source. It's like the first 3 letters of any name is a god's name. The last 3 letters denote what division of gods they come from. So that's why you always see people like Moses and Mises and Menes. Those mean son of, and then the other part be the God. The first part, Atmos, Moses, Ramses. All those is just saying this God, this God, this God. So all of us, first part of our name, the first three letters denotes a God. It was just an experience, took a lot from me. Yes, and you know, when you go into the, can you tell me more about the solar and divine bodies? All right, cool. Now, you know, when you go into the astral and you start going into meditation, it sucks all the energy out. You're going to be tired as fuck. The reason that is because you, the physical body, taking energy for those bodies. You have 7 other bodies, with the main being the 3, and the astral is the first. So once you go into meditation, it's taking all your energy, and then it trickles back down to you through your astral, your ethereal, your casual bodies, and then back into you. You feel more strong and rejuvenated. But with this energy that you're getting now, it makes you younger. Because now, instead of you sending energy to an organ, you sending body energy throughout your whole magnetic field of your body. So it's like if you send healing energy to an orange, it don't just heal one pellet in the orange, it heals the whole orange. So your whole body is getting healed when you do that. Yes, when I come back, my physical was in horrible shape. Yes, that's how it is. So when you do that, go to sleep right away. Go lay down, because now you're going to go on an astral journey and get some more lessons. But when you wake up, you're going to feel rejuvenated, and you're going to look younger and better, and you're actually healed. That's how the healing process works. Always, if you look at the Egyptian pictures, they holding 2 balls in their hands, on their knees with their toes bent back. You have to be in pain. You have to give. This world is sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice pain, you ain't getting nothing. That's why they were sitting in all those painful positions. That's their sacrifice. That's how we get the gods on our magnetic field to work with us. Because it's like we get air, the oxygen from the trees, and we give out the nitrogen. Everybody's exchanging something. Nobody can say they onto themselves and do everything themselves. So if you understand that, then you get it. When I ask myself questions, I want, damn, it flashed too fast. Now, about the solar body and the physical body. Now, like I said, when you look into the sun, you can't take it. So it's your astral body that comes up, which is your soul. It's the gateway of your soul. By you keep on staring at the sun and sun staring, you're getting charges inside of you. These charges sets to implosion. It's a sexual energy that it gives off. The whole solar thing, solar energy, is a sexual creative energy that is called Kundalini. So when you're looking at the sun, you're looking at semen. Light is semen. Everything you see around you is the solar logos. That's why it's called that. And so when you now get it in your body, it actually grow you quicker through what's this process called alchemy. Alchemy is when you take a tree and separate it to itself. If I had all these trees together, it'll take longer for them to grow. But if I take one by itself and put it in the sun, it's going to go 10 times faster, because the sun is that solar semen that speeds up growth if it stays to itself alone. So alchemy is actually isolating yourself and letting the growth process speed up on you. That's called evolution. So that's the good thing about it. But now with the solar body, when you stare at the sun, you're developing it, and it charges up inside your body till you get this implosion, Kundalini explode, boom, and your soul come out. Your soul, it floats over you. It's not in you. Nothing could touch the body because they see it as foul. So you get what's called chakras pop up. Chakras come all over here, and then we see them as entities, or what we call demons, and they connect to your soul. So now you have your intuition. You have soul memories. You fly from one body to the other. So that's your soul purpose, your human purpose to do. But in the meantime, that's how you use the sun to open these gateways so you could body double. The easiest body double is looking at the moon. Sometimes you stare at the moon. When you see 2 moons, focus on the second moon. Don't focus on the real one. Stare at the moon till the second double. You're going to see 2 moons. Focus now on the second one that's going to start flying through it. You're going to fly right through it. That's it. And if you keep going, it turns to a different world and take you on memories of you. You're going to see scary beings, entities, but it's your scary being. It's your entities. It's you in other lives. It's nobody out there that is trying to harm you. And that's what they're trying to do, to awaken you to that. You can say sun gazing. All right. So sun gazing, for the basic beginner, I used to see a lot of orbs when I wake up. How do I see them daily and communicate with them? Well, when you look at orbs, you got to stare down the middle of the orb. If this was the circle of the orb, right, stare down the middle. It's a button you have to press there with your mental mind. The third eye presses on it. And when you press on it, you go through it. All right, now sun staring. Beginning for sun staring now, the best thing to do is like get out there and do it for 1 second. Just look at the sun 1 second and look away. That's it. Then if you could get it from 1 second to 2 seconds, do that for a quick minute. You understand? And I'm not I say 1 second, I meant for the day. Just do it one time. You see, you build up slowly. In 1 week at 1 second, you could probably get it up to 5 minutes at the end of the week. And once you get it up to about 5 minutes, you will see the sun actually like a bezel. Because when you first try it, you're going to squint. You ain't going to catch it. You ain't going to catch it till maybe about like the 5th day. Because you're going to have your defense mechanism up, so you're only going to catch it a little bit. You need to, when you start off like this and you're doing that, to where you go dun dun dun, and you're just looking right at it and catch all of that, then you're going to see it's actually a cell. And you're going to see a bezel around it. So what about holding the breath again? All right, when you see the cell around it now, that's when you see it's a bezel spinning and sending psychic energy to your pineal. So you just focus on it and your eyes will dilate with it. Both of them be dilating at the same speed. And as you get more professional with it, it starts spinning, and it just sometimes it'll spin the hell out of it, but it unloosens all your chakras. Everything is unloosening on you. Now you got a whole nother you with images just popping up all over your body. And when you're laying down, you're gonna feel funny things itching, or even your ribs feel like it's moving. Everything will seem like it start moving on its own. You're freeing yourself up from the consciousness of holding your body. You constrained your body. It's its own entity, and it's here to do its thing. You know, it's like what a fighter do. He's trained to go. He let his body go after he's been trained, and his body do his thing. His consciousness is gone someplace while his body kick ass. It's the same thing with us. We have to release ourselves from the body because it can self-heal, and it knows what it wants. So, you know, practice that with your sun staring till you get it up to 5 minutes. When you get it up to 5 minutes, you're on your way to actually cleansing yourself from cravings. You won't have no more craving for food. It actually now start going throughout your body and purifying it. You're gonna be sweating sometimes, or if you see a slight glow come up on you, that's all the intoxicants you've been eating that is coming out. So with sun staring, you have to change your diet too. You can't eat all the foods with chemicals and everything in it. Read the ingredients. Try to stay away from too many stuff that just not naturally is something, and that will help your body, because your sun staring and you was blocked in the first place with all those foods. That's what keeps you there. Your foods also control your thoughts. Whatever you eat makes you think. If you don't eat certain foods, you won't have bad dreams and you won't think crazy things. So our government give us the food to fuck up our thoughts. So be careful. Stick to natural things if you can. Or if you're going to be eating bad, eat good too. You understand what I'm saying? So that'll help you. But do the sun staring will loosen you from your soul. You see like a different you come out. Do I lose my power if I cut my nails? Yeah, you do. I had to learn that, and you know I promote that now. I didn't know until I did that Hermes Trismegistus video. But before that, they had me just taking my fingers. Hold on, let me see if I can't do it. Both of them, just mirror this one, and they will make me push them together. My nails were short, then I bit my nails all my life. But then, like when I do healing straight through the phone like this. I could, you know, I don't know, we could probably exchange energies. You feel the heat in your hand, and I do like pineal work from the phone. And I noticed from my nails grew, like people felt my energy more, and I could feel like a lock on the magnetic field. I wouldn't do them about, say, I have to be this long, I'm ODing now, but half about this. They have to go over the tips. Just as long as they pass your nub, it's a magnetic field of a field right in between there that you see. Once you touch a TV, a flat screen TV, and pull down on you, you should see a light come. Even if it's off or while it's on. I don't remember how I was doing, but you can make a light with just the tip of your nails, but you don't have to have it long. But it do have spiritual powers and powers that connect your chakras. It's the end tips of the chakras. So, you know, that don't cut them off. I tell you that. Stop biting off your nails. LOL, I recently started growing my nails. That's right. And you will see if you take your nails and put it close to your face and stare at it, it's the same like when I did the video. Lord Enki, what events will happen in the year 2019 and 2020? Oh man, all these beings that y'all seeing is coming. They actually is here. They're in position. And it's gonna be a big change right now because we're rising in consciousness. We're seeing what's gonna happen. The ones that's unconscious, that is just out there working, oh, the Greek ass mentality and Roman, this world is, let's go have a beer and sit down. They dead. It's gonna be like a little war gonna take place. It always was. That's what was the same war that took place between Lemuria and Atlantis. The Lemurians was spiritual and the Atlanteans was material and couldn't see what the destruction they was causing, and shit just made a big war. So stay tuned. Everybody's getting put in position with their spiritual awakening. They're gonna be the ones. So do meditation against Casey. Other beings coming from somewhere. And I didn't catch that as a child. I thought I was a dream, but I remember traveling back to my home in 360 degrees awareness of focal point. Yeah, let me tell you, if y'all start having these things where y'all going back and forth in the past and in the future and everything, you got to realize that is actually a soul reunion. You have to go through that if you're in the Tuat. You could say you got invited into the underworld. So when you start seeing your past, present, and times, you're in the underworld and your heart is being tested. It's not to make you better. It's not to make you worse. You're being judged to put on your angelic wings for you to stand up for truth and take the next level of yourself. It's nothing to do with morals, none of that stuff. Because all of us come under one hierarchy. You might be here as a dark angel to do that. He might be here as a light angel to do that, and he might be here. So everybody's here doing different things. I'm saying, are these beings coming from some of us because of, yes, you. The true you is here. That's what I'm saying. It's going to, being that we're in the Aquarian, the density of the stars, they're going to be more dense. You're going to be able to see them. So you have 3 parts to you. That's why you see the cloud over Israel. You don't see how, like, when that war take place, all of them is sitting in a room meditating, and you see a big cloud just right on the borderline of Israel. That's the ability. We all have the ability to do that, but we don't know how to control that ethereal body. That's why you see me in the clouds. I'm messing with y'all. That's my face. In just about every cloud picture, I project my face to where now I could take the whole thing apart and redo it. So this is the same thing that the Israelites do, is done over Israel when they showing you them cloud beings. If y'all ever watched that video with the UFO over Israel, you know what's going on? It's an astral being facing this way. His head is this way. His arms and body is this way. And he got 2 flares in his hands. 2 flare lights. Y'all only see the flare light, and it look like it go around and it come around, and when he gets it up top, it goes boom and shoot up. No, he takes his 2 hands and he touched 2 sparks of the thing. You can see his whole astral body right there, and when he touch them, it goes zoom, and then it disappear. I'll be like showing it to my people. It's like, yo, look at this. Don't look at it this way. Look at it sideways. It's a hand. You can see it's a man's hand. It moves in the motion of 2 hands. You can see it's not no alien thing flying around. But you got to pay attention and catch on. That's your astral body. The Israelites know this whole Merkaba science. If you look up, what is it? The Hekalat. The Hekalat, I think, for the Jews or Jewish ancient mystic Jewish meditation, it's all about the Merkaba. They got the Merkaba science locked down, how to use that second body, and they tell you it's UFOs and aliens. Nah, we have the right to it. It's our birthright. Especially if you're melanated, you do it naturally. That's why they was like, oh, the Africans are superstitious. They playing the spirits. They was tricking y'all. They was like, oh, y'all got these second bodies. Okay. Kill everybody, don't get rid of the doctrine, and now we do all that. That's your Illuminati. That's your Hebrews. That's your Israelite. Look at the Israelites. All the Israelites is doing is what every African did. Can you tell me more about who my divine parents are? Your divine parents. You see, we have 2 divine parents. You got one divine parent, which we call the Father, and we got one divine parent, which is Set. You have to understand that. Set ruled the body. Set in the Sumerians, all that you see when they're talking with those guys. That's from the mineral kingdom. It's very real. But now this is how it works, right? Inside of you, you have a soul. Your soul comes from someplace else. Your consciousness comes from someplace else, and your body comes from someplace else. It's 3 parts to you that is working differently. So who your father is or your mother is first your soul part. Your soul part is issued by the father who has a wife. They're a couple. Don't go with them with the priest stuff and all that, thinking there's some type of way of immaculately making one thing out of nothing. Yes, Sophis Pistis, you got that. That's right. And so with Sophis Pistis, you know that then Kundalini is the woman for the man. There's two parts to it. And you can't have one without the other. That's why Kundalini Venus, she's the Devi, the devil. You understand? But she's not the devil. She is his husband. They're marriage. That's why you have the ring, the grail, and they put him as Jesus and Mary Magdalene. They got all these stories because remember, he says the Father. I'm in the Father, and the Father is in you. So it's all one. But they try to trick you like it's two. So you have one Father, which is your soul, but you can never see no Jesus because it's a soul thing. There's no Jesus, and it never will be because it's in your soul, the psychic stuff. And they do psychic stuff to trick our mind to make us believe this world. It's really that. So when you're talking Jesus, just think psychically. It's nothing to do with no physical world. And that's what we get caught up in. And so that psychic thing, that's your true father, but that true father, you're your own true father. The real father is yourself. Your consciousness always was and always was. It's an energy. And so that's what they're all trying to teach you, that you're the father, you're the mother, and you're the son, but you're separated. So you got to understand the science. How is that possible? Look at this. The brain. The brain has one brain but two hemispheres. If you was to say you have one body, then why would you have one brain with two hemispheres, right and left side, feminine and masculine? So you understand that's how the principle works. In you, you have two parts to you. And so once you understand that you have two parts, your right side and your left side is not one person. It's two people. That's why the Egyptians only saw one half a body, or they tell you you're supposed to have one eye. Get everything to one eye. Because half of you is an opposing force and one part of you is another force, but you're still the one that pick in between, the consciousness of all of that. So you have to realize in it, people is going to separate. You'll have a father, which is actually the one that they tell you about, but it's of the soul. Then the body goes to Set, that's the physical body, and you created yourself. You don't have a name. Nobody saw you when you was born, so you're bornless. You're nameless. And you actually don't have a parent because there was nobody that born you, so you're fatherless, no beginning, no end. That's your consciousness, Lord Enki. That's what it means. But you got to understand that in biblical terms, they try to say first there was darkness. What the fuck is the darkness? If God created everything, how come he didn't create the darkness? So that's what you are. You're the first in existence, the shadow being. You created yourself. But then through the light, you have the parents now of these things that brought you into this physical world. It's like you render to the earth. The earth renders you the womb and her mother. So if you didn't understand that, jump up and see if you stay in the air. Try to turn around and see your own back. You're constrained by laws here. You can't. Not even a bird could stay in the air. He's constrained to the earth. And so you under rules for you to learn something. It's not actual. You understand what I'm saying? If not, you'll be able to float up out of here and see in front of you, behind you, sideways, 360-degree view. Just tell you only could go forward. You only could do forward things, and you can't leave this with this body. This has to stay here for you to leave it. So you have to get some lessons. It's not actual for you to come and relish here and think, oh, it's good. Now you have a purpose, and not to attach yourself to anything. Disattach yourself from anything, and something gonna come, your soul, your spirit. It's hard when you're in the United States, especially with people always describing what the world is to you. So when your intuition start kicking in, they're gonna challenge it. That's called error. You know, you always in error because you're thinking, and when you're thinking what it is. You're not supposed to think, you do, just do, and you will see yourself do amazing things. Don't consider yourself nothing, and you will see yourself is amazing. But once you start saying you this, you saying you that, you're going to contradict yourself. You're going to make yourself feel bad because you didn't accomplish what you said. So the best thing to do nowadays is shut the fuck up and just be about action. That will describe the God in you. You will be the God. I see faces on the wall all the time at the tree bark. Yeah, trees is gods. All of these is alive. This is what's in your astral. Trees is the Transformer movies is about trees. That's who Optimus Prime and them. I've been struggling with detaching myself from certain things. All right, The easiest way to detach yourself is to lock yourself in your room once a week with all that you don't like about yourself. Go in your room and you sit in there, right? No music, don't plan to eat for the day, and don't hardly have no clothes on, because you already have in your mind how you think you look. But when you go in the mirror with your clothes off, do you look like how you think you look? And do you see yourself happy with how you look, or do you see yourself another way? Now, these are the things you take into isolation with you. And when you say, this is how I want to look, is it because you want to eat more? Is it because you want to eat less? Do you need to work out more? Do you need to be stern about saying no? Are you too mean? All these is running through you. And so if you want to configure the computer, which is you, isolate yourself for the day. That's your punishment, you could say, or the programming. Then when you come out the next day, start reflecting upon what you did the day before to reprogram yourself. So when you pass the ice cream shop, you don't stop at the ice cream shop no more, because you said, I'm going to stop these that made me get like this. Or stop hanging around negative people that keep you bounded to a certain attitude or demeanor, or just a urban living or a middle class living, whatever it is. You have to go 360 degrees and experience. You have to learn. You know, so that's the most important thing with trying to disattach yourself. Purposely realize the truth hurts. And if we don't speak the truth, we're going to hurt. It's either you get hurt or you hurt somebody else. So always speak the truth. And sometimes the truth is telling you to get away from this person, but you won't live it. You can't lie to your soul. Your soul knows the truth. You're going to pretend. Stop pretending and tell the truth. Half this world won't be so socially and happy-go-lucky if we would start telling the truth. I hope that makes sense. You know, I don't want to be a negative type person, but this is about redemption and truth and how to astral project the right way so you can self-heal. The only way you're going to self-heal is stop being fake. You understand what I'm saying? Once you stop being fake, your spirits come back and be one with you. It was a spirit disassociation when you're running around being fake, doing things that's not you. Nobody got to like you and nobody got to accept you. It's you that got to accept yourself. You understand? Once you do that, you see you're unique and you create your own, and your spirits will be in you. You'll be always astral projection. They'll tell you before somebody threatens you, you'll see it. You will actually know what's coming before it comes. These is afforded to us if we're not fake. You have to be real with yourself, because it's your spirit that talks to you and tells you these things. You're not really real. You're a bunch of antennas that listen to these things, but tune to the right one and stop tuning to yourself, what you want to believe, what you love, what you like. My kids, my this, I got to do that. No, let it all go, everything. Everybody has to grow up, and eventually, you read in the Bible, your kids is going to go with a woman and another man. I'm not saying don't do for them, love them, but don't attach yourself in a way that you can't even see what they do to you, the lies they perpetrate on you. You can't grow them right better than you. Don't grow them like you. You understand what I'm saying? You want to create and evolve something new, not follow culture and keep doing the same thing. So this will make us all be able to astral project and use our intuition. You know, who are the Eastern Stars. The Eastern Stars, you know, and the world of the Masonic world, we know the Eastern Stars is the ones that take their oaths, and you know, I'm not gonna give it to you from that point of view, because the real Eastern Stars, right, is the woman that chose herself. You got to choose yourself in any field. My sister is an Eastern Star. And you know what? I could talk to her about the information, and they're not, sometimes they did it more just for the name, just to say that they are, than to say that they are an Eastern Star all the way. Because it's following the ritual of our ancestors. It's a way of life and not defiling yourself. So the woman that is a true Eastern Star is a woman that's not a lust bearing woman, that follows the ancient ways of not defiling herself, not trying to show out, not trying to be the center of attention. A woman in her nature, automatically, when she step in the room and she having on that tight shit, niggas gonna start just get uncomfortable. She has a power within her that renders a man weak. So if she's not strong, she can't be this Eastern Star. She's supposed to uplift the man and know how to take him and herself to the next level. But if she's stuck in the state of, I'm the woman, I'm the bitch, and I want to see man as a servant, she can't be the Eastern Star. You understand? So I want you to understand the definition of a true Eastern Star. And if you're in the Masonic, or you're in the into your own initiation meaning you have your astral body taking you to your soul. When you get your soul, you have intuition. You see things. You go, when you close your eyes, it's a spinning portal that's always open. That's when you have your soul. But if you having premonitions, you in the future, that's taking you to back into this time, you're in initiation on your way to your soul. I connect with the Orion and the Pleiades constellation. You're in initiation, Davidson. That's a fact. You understand? And the first to come is the grays and the reptilian. As soon as you meet your astral body, that's the first thing you're going to see is the grays and the reptilians. The grays and the reptilians is your cats and dogs. That's who they are. They all Cyrus, Orion beings. They try to tell you that these beings has come. But if you ever saw a cat in their astral form, you're looking at Basset. You ever saw a dog in its astral form, you're looking at Anubis. These is actual, really, how they're here, intermingling, but the people ain't telling you. But if you get into your astral, a lot of people is into the relationship with their cats and dogs and don't know it. That's who they are in their astral world, because they're in another room when they astral project. But they have a different body. Look at it like this. One lion, the territory he protects is miles upon miles, and no other lion could come. You know why the lion can't come around? Because he has an astral body that big that protects that territory. So imagine how big those beings is and what they could do. Now look at a lion and the territory he protects, right? If another animal or lion that is not part of his species come in there, it sends off a trigger, a pheromone that warns him. And this astral body fights that astral body. So that's why cats give us astral protection from certain things. And if you ever look next to the pyramids, that's why you see the Sphinx protect the whole earth. That big Sphinx, imagine the size of his astral body then if I just told you the distance of a lion. Imagine the size of an astral body of the Sphinx. That's what protects the whole earth. But nah, these animals is higher beings from Orion, Pleiades, all the animals, that's what they are. The trees is also the ones from Transformer. They're the ones who make the astral world go around. They're living beings in the astral world. We don't understand it. The water is some funny demonic shit. I'll explain all that later. I'm researching everything. But that's why the Druids and them prayed to the trees. Up to the last, the Germans, Wu-Dang, Odin, that's all trees. Why you think, you know, it's more significance in the tree that Jesus was hung on than Jesus himself. It's really more about the tree. Ward is God. Those is the same word, Wodan. That's where we get Wodan from. That's where we get the word God from. It's just a German word for Wodan, which means wood. And that was the thing they always said, God, wood this, wood that. I do all that research. I'm telling you, you study other people's cultures, it all go back to African culture. All of them. Nobody has their own. So, you know, I don't want to stray subject. I'm like hugging the big pine tree. I feel rejuvenated. Yes. Yo, let me give you an exercise since you said that, man. You know, I talk too much. I'm about to kill this in a minute. But you know what? Here's a great exercise for catching energy from a tree. You want to steal energy? Get by a tree, right? And you do the Egyptian stance with your left feet forward. Put your hands behind your back like if you was, you know, in prison, holding your thumbs together where your shoulders is going to be flexed, and stare concentration at the tree in one spot. Yo, you're going to start shaking after a while. You get so much, there's going to be war broken between them. All right, I get to that. You're gonna be shaking so much. You could definitely suck all the energy from the tree. That's how we get energies from. And you will feel your legs shaking, everything is shaking. That's what we get from the trees. They feed us energies. So I would advise you to go out and stare at a tree, stand in an Egyptian position until you can't do it no more. Hold your balance. Balance yourself, because you will feel like you're going to be moving in your body for balance. Find your balance first. When you find your balance, then after 10 to 15 minutes in that one position, you will switch now and bring your leg in and balance out your energy. The trick to this all is to make yourself feel uncomfortable. Then I have a white orb from sun gaze, and yes, dimension extension. Once you got that white orb now you go sit in meditation and close your eyes and travel through the white orb. The white orb is everything. Travel through it. That's how you astral project. Down there, you're going in through your body. Always do that now. That's the reason you stare. You don't really have to sun stare too much once you acquire the white orb, because it's for you to go internally and go see your God self. Everything is a heaven. There is a heaven. There is a God. through the right orb, you will see all of that. And that's what we missing, that we didn't know that. They took it out of religion a long time ago, the Catholics and them. You had to astral project to go into the church system and all that. But we got the pseudo version of it now. But the sun, once you get these orbs in your eyes, that's you to go into your body. And the body is the astral. That's a whole nother thing. That's why the Temple of Karnak is the temple. They show the body. The body is actually all the different dimensions, the zodiacs, everything is of the body. And it's a virtual reality of this world. If you want to tweak this world and change this world, go in your body and tweak it in there. It's a virtual reality. The outer one is the fake one. This is the fake one. The inner one is the source of it. We're like the Thundercats, man. Yes, that's right. That's what we're trying to tap into. You know, they might kill my ass for all this information I'm giving out, man. But that's what we have to tap into now. I'm tired of watching it on TV. I'm out here experiencing it for myself. And I'm like, yo, we all could do it, but we just don't know how. You know, this is like a tool right here for me. You see, all of this is very important for us to have silver or stainless steel on us, because we work off a reflection. When you get this to reflect off of you, you stare into it, which breaks this reality. You have to break this reality by changing the brain wave. Your brain wave is at a beta state, which makes this real. You break it by staring into light reflections. Once you do that, your world change. You get a little swirling, spinning little thing that opens up. It opens up and it shows you the parallel world. That's where you get your intelligence. Everything come from. You don't need books. You just do that and you'll get it. Anyways, you know, it's been long enough. You know, 66. I hope y'all enjoyed this presentation. Send me some information. You can email me at University of Conscious Science, you know, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Hit me up. Leave comments or any questions you want to ask me in reference to whatever, and we'll break it down in a video. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings, and thank you for tuning in to me. God bless you.